Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a makeup related video, so I will be talking about some of my favourite products that you can find down the high street or very affordable websites, and a couple of shops as well. So I thought I would talk about a couple of palettes, a couple of lipsticks, a couple of foundations. Now these aren't the only products that I absolutely love. I just kind of wanted to narrow down ones in my collection, and not make this video like an hour long just because I know it might be a bit boring. So I thought today I would just kind of talk about some of my favorite items. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes and also a couple of lipsticks that relate to this collection. So as some of you might know, I'm a really big Universal Monsters fan. I absolutely love horror movies. And when I saw that a company called LA Splash were releasing a palette kind of dedicated to, you know, the theme around monsters, I absolutely lost my mind. I was so excited, but I was also quite afraid that they wouldn't distribute it in this country because, you know, obviously LA Splash is an American company. And I was just like, you know, I need to get my hands on this. And previously I had got the lipsticks that were part of the collection from Beautybay. So for example, we've got one that is like Frankenstein related, and then we have one that is kind of Dracula related, and these are all liquid lipsticks. And I just think the colour payoffs in these are wonderful. So we've got a Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde, and then we've also got the Phantom one. I pretty much have all of them. There are a couple that I don't have. There were some that were released quite recently, but I'm waiting for them to kind of drop down in price. Bit of a cheapskate, sorry. But I thought I would just, the ones I have at the moment are great. Like the colour selections are really interesting. Like you've got some reds, you've got purples. I believe one of them is like a dark grey, and I have worn it a couple of times and I'm like, oh, that's quite daring. But I thought, you know, they're just really beautiful lipsticks. They don't dry out too much. They're a lot of fun. But then I saw that the palette was online and the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. Like you can see here that the kind of like, you know, the risen writing, and it's just gorgeous. And then when you actually look at the colours themselves, they are just, they're very, it's a weird array of colours because for me personally, these colours I wouldn't associate with some of the monsters as you would expect, but I think the colour payoffs in these are quite amazing. Like the purple is one of my favourite colours, and I mean, you can't, the payoff is very low. I mean, I think you do have to build them up slightly. Like as you can see, the purple is not the best of colours, but you know, when looking at the black for example, like you automatically see the difference in that. I think with most palettes, like the black is always going to be the most, you know, outstanding colour because it's such a great pop of colour, even though a lot of people don't say that black is a colour, but it's a great colour that you could like put in the corner of the lid, just kind of emphasize like a dark shade. So then the next thing I wanted to talk about was a couple of items related by the same brand. So as you probably see in my Get Ready With Me, I like talking about Makeup Revolution and their kind of sister brands. So one of them that I wanted to talk about was part of like my favorite YouTuber. So she's the person that I started watching when I first started watching YouTube, and then she was Soph Does Nails, but now she's just Soph Does Life, I think, and a lot of her channels it's just called Soph. So I've got her two palettes here. I don't know, it's just like reflecting everything. And yeah, so these two palettes are absolutely gorgeous. This is her first one. I think it's just called Soph. And then the colour in these are wonderful. I know she like named them all, and I do have the name sheets, but it would have just fallen out, and you know, I'm talking about the actual payoff in these ones as opposed to the names. So, you know, again, my favorite colors are more purple. So we'll have a look at this purple just here. And again, you can see the payoff in that one's absolutely gorgeous. And then we have a really nice kind of, I believe this is a blue or dark gray. As you can tell, my color scheming is not very good, but that is a really gorgeous color. So yeah, this is the 24 shadows in that one. And then she also released her Extra Spice palette, which is gorgeous. I'm sorry that you can see the reflection. Yep, I've got YouTube in airports, but again, that's what happens when it comes to like reflected ones. But let's have a look at the actual palette. So this one, the colors are more kind of you know, varied. They're a nice couple of different colors, and one that speaks to me the most is Romance, which is this gorgeous red color like in the middle here. And let me just show you on my arm. That is a gorgeous color. I absolutely love wearing this color, especially because I love wearing, you know, kind of glitter, very shiny, very bright colors, just because I feel them in the collection is so beneficial. And she does have a lot of mattes in that as well. So those two I absolutely love. I love wearing them all the time. I hope she does bring out some more I know she has a highlight palette as well, which I haven't been able to buy yet, even though it is on sale quite a lot. But I do have a lot of highlighters already, but maybe I'll purchase it. Maybe I'll see how it goes. But I really hope she makes some more palettes with them, even though she doesn't really associate herself with Revolution anymore, because she's doing her own stuff, which is awesome. Because I still love watching her videos. She's quite fun. She's really cute. I'd love to meet her one day. She's really sweet. But then when I'm talking about Revolution brands, also Makeup Obsession, which is part of their sister brand. So I believe, you know, a year or so ago, they weren't associated with Revolution. I could be absolutely wrong. I'm sorry. But then on their website, on like the Makeup Revolution website, they kind of joined in with Obsession. And then also there's like Revolution Pro and I Heart Revolution. But essentially this palette is a nice kind of warm, you know, just, yeah, it's a warm palette basically. I wore this on my wedding day. So basically my wedding dress was like rose gold, so I didn't want anything too strong on the eyes, so that's why I got my sister and my cousin to help me out. So they used a couple of shades from this palette and I love it. And this palette is £6, and again, it's not breaking the bank. The payoff in these are wonderful. Oh, I'm running out of hand space. Yeah, so this I absolutely think is a gorgeous color. This one, that is Power. And then also, again, like most of the other palettes that I've spoken about, they've got some really gorgeous shimmers in them. And then this gold is amazing. I think I did wear that gold part of my wedding as well. But yeah, again, these like Revolution themselves, they're not very expensive, as you could probably tell if you do follow them or if you like their stuff, which is amazing, because I'm really kind of just like, how can you make something so cheap but so good? I know a lot of people ask that question, but yeah, it was great. I love them. And then I'm sorry, I actually kind of keep on forgetting to mention the prices. So sorry to backtrack slightly, but the LA Splash palette was £20 and 95 pence. 95 pence, I don't know why. The lipsticks themselves were £12.50, but they do last a really long time, so please recommend that. The Soph palettes, they are £10 each, but they're always on sale, because I think they're kind of trying to not get rid of them, but as in, like, you know, when they have sales, they're always part of the sales, so I really recommend getting those. Like I mentioned, this was £6. Then also in the same area of Revolution, this is not a makeup palette, this is a highlighter, also slash blush. I like to use kind of both ends of this, just because the red in this, so let me show you. The red I also use as a blush, and kind of, you know, the bits here you would put on the top. And I've had this for so long. I've had this, I think, for about 2.5 years, and I probably shouldn't be using it, but it still works. It's still great. It's still working. It hasn't oh my god. Okay. I was just about to say it did not fall out of the package, but what did it do? Yeah, I don't know if I'll be using that anymore, because that just ended up on the floor. Here's me trying to kind of say that, oh yeah, it's fine, they're perfect. Yeah, I backtracking on that. I do really recommend this highlighter. They still do have it available, and they have so many other heart highlighters as well. So they had like a collection like last Christmas, I believe it was, where they had about 6 different ones, and I bought that because I thought Revolution highlighters are amazing, and they last a long time. The packaging, I mean, to be fair, I've had this for like 2 years, so the fact that I've taken it lots of different places with me and it's only just fallen out. Yes, this is, let me see, sorry, this is £5. Sorry, I'm just checking my little notes. I've written down like all the prices and everything, but yeah, £5. This again, I believe, is probably always on sale as well. Like Revolution always have like 50% or 25% or save this amount of money when you purchase whatever. So this I absolutely love. It's gorgeous. Now when I was saying different kind of places that do really cheap makeup, I first discovered this brand just by watching other YouTube, but now they're like they're huge, obviously, and they've worked with some of my favorite collaborators, and basically now they have a shop in London. It's Morphe, basically. I'm just going to get to the point. It's Morphe. This palette is the 15H palette. I bought this in their Stratford branch, which is basically the only shop in London, but now you can get them in Boots, you can get them in Selfridges, and the fact that most of their palettes are really cheap, like this is £12, and this is a gorgeous red nude mutual palette, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely love this palette. I love using all the reds and all the glitters as well. Like I mentioned all the time, I love wearing glitter colors, so these are wonderful. Let me just get a color for you. So this one is called Wingman, which is this one in the corner. You can see the payoff there. I'm just gonna do it here. Yep, so you can see that little swatch there. Apologies, my swatches aren't amazing. I'm still learning on how to show you guys the best way to, like, you know, swatch these. But essentially this palette I love. I've pretty much used all the colors multiple times. Again, nice kind of transition shade, and then you can just build up on some of the other ones in that lid. And then we're coming to a couple of other, not high street, but like really cheaper ones. So actually let me talk about foundation, because I haven't spoken about any, and I obviously the foundation is the base for everything. So so last year a makeup company brought out like a really good foundation, and I really wanted to try it, but I thought, you know, £15 for a foundation that I might not know work be quite expensive. But for my birthday I received a gift voucher for Boots, and I saw this company, so it's NYX, NYX, obviously people call it NYX. They had this Born to Glow foundation, and I thought, you know what, it's £10, let me give it a go. The size it's not massive, but what I found out is that you do not need a lot to, you know, get a good coverage on this foundation. Now I've got the color, I believe it was like vanilla. Yes, vanilla. I am vanilla. But again, I've mentioned this on my Instagram before, but this foundation is fantastic. It's not full coverage, it's like medium coverage, but I love it. I'm trying to not use it all the time. I want to use it for like special occasions, just so I don't run out of it. I know I'm being a bit of a cheapskate, sorry, but that's the life that I'm living, trying to save and trying to not overspend on makeup. But if you're looking for a foundation that really stays for quite a long time, doesn't really smudge, works great on the skin, especially when it comes to, obviously, like my skin, I need a bit of coverage, or I want some coverage. This is fantastic. I really recommend this one. And then I've got another foundation by Rimmel. This is a Match Perfection. I know a lot of people have spoken about it on their channels, and that's what kind of, you know, influenced me to buy it. I just testing out so many different foundations that I have, but this one works so well for me. Again, medium coverage, so it's not exactly full coverage, but you know, again, they're buildable and they're fun to use. Fun, what am I on about? This is in Fair Ivory. I do like to, obviously they have like these little you know, testing ones at Superdrug that you can get them. This is £8.99 and this does last a very long time. And again, like I mentioned, it's not full coverage, but it's medium coverage, and it does slide on the skin so well. And does stay on if you obviously powder down, which I need to do because, you know, I work somewhere where there's a lot of lights and I do like to kind of sweat a lot, like I mentioned I think in my first video. So yeah, great foundation, two great foundations. And then we're almost at the end. I've just got a couple more things to talk about. So these are going to be from the same website, for Beautybay, and I absolutely love Beautybay so much. I've been on there way too much. I think I go on there like every other day just to see what new stuff they have. I haven't bought anything in a while, but these products that I got, so the first brand I'm talking about is Wet n Wild. I heard about them like ages ago, but obviously at the time they were only available in America, and now they're in Boots, which is awesome. And obviously Beautybay, but I purchased this one from Beautybay. It's a highlighter. This is their Mega Glow. Well, I can't read. This is their Mega Glow highlighter. I know a lot of people say it's very powdery, but I think it's such a great highlighter for me. It's here. It's here. Sorry, my pale skin is just it's blended in. But yeah, this highlighter is wonderful. It glides on so well, and when I use my Morphe highlighting brush, it just picks up so much, and then when you put it on, you glow. It is such a great highlighter. And then the palette that I love from them, I've got a few of these little ones, but this is the Comfort Zone palette. But this, like, I like taking these when I'm like at work and I'm going out in the evening. I like to take one of these kind of like small palettes and basically just not do a crazy look, because you know there's a lot of shimmers in these ones, and you know you've got transition and you've got like the glitters, and there's no mattes in this one. But you know, if you've got a transition that is matte, then you've got the glitter on top. That's perfect. You don't need like, well, for me personally, I don't like to be so extravagant sometimes. That's a rare occasion. But when I'm coming from work, obviously I just trying to be really quick, and when it comes to these small palettes, they're quick and easy to use, so you don't have to spend much time. And then this next brand that I like talking about, I'm gonna be very careful opening this because when they sent it to me, one of the shades was broken, so I'm not gonna be so crazy on it. This is VHE Cosmetics. This is their Solar Flare palette. I love their baked eyeshadows. I think the first palette I got from them was like a space kind of, a lot of their highlighters, like their eyeshadows, I don't know why I keep saying highlighters, a lot of their eyeshadows are baked ones, and a lot of these are kind of themed around space, which I love because I'm a big fan of like nebulas and kind of space-esque things like planets and all that stuff. And when I saw this palette, it's a lot of kind of like golds and a lot of reds, which I was just like, this is my kind of palette. And as soon as I saw it, I absolutely love it. Yeah, I didn't want to be too crazy like showing you guys, but this one is broken, but I still use it because it's such a gorgeous one. I just kind of tap it in slightly like the brush, and then I will slowly do it. There is a bit of fallout like most palettes. I'm gonna try and swatch you one. My hands are all just a bit, so let me just do Chromosphere. Oh my god, yes, I love this palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. Let's do it on here. It's, yeah, I love it. I'm sorry you guys probably can't see it very well, but this is this color. And again, all their baked eyeshadows are amazing. They do such a great job with their palettes. There is another one that I need to purchase. It's like the most recent one, but a lot of their other palettes are baked as well. Like they've got like a zodiac kind of theme palette, and I know they've had like some mini ones that are based not baked based around star signs, and I'm a Scorpio, so I'm interested in what they kind of thought a Scorpio color would like. I'm so sorry, I'm still half asleep today and we're nearly up to like 20 minutes, so thank you so far for sticking with me. if you are still watching, I have one more thing to talk about, and it's a Colourpop lipstick. I'm just going to get down to it. I've wanted to try Colourpop for such a long time, and I just bit the bullet one day and just go, you know what, I'm going to buy an item. I actually bought one of these lipsticks, and I bought their new Disney Princess palette, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. I've given it a couple of tries, and every time I've worn it, I've just been in love, and I'm really tempted to buy more. But obviously, I know that their kind of maximum spend for free delivery is around £50, and me constantly spending £50 on something is, I need to, one day I will get there. So yeah, again, sorry, this lipstick absolutely is gorgeous. It's not the only lipstick I love by like ever, but look at that color. This is Goldie. This is gorgeous. When I've worn it, it stays on all day. It is gorgeous and I love it. But I will hopefully be doing another Colourpop order soon if I get more money. I mean, obviously, you know, January is a very dry month for a lot of people, and yeah, so I just want to thank you for tuning into my video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will happily answer them. So thank you so much for sticking with me for like 22 minutes. But yeah, thank you. Take care, guys. Bye.